Hi there, my name is Joanne. I'm here to share my first ever scrapbooking page start to finish video that I've made. Here I'm using a silhouette cut from my Cameo. I just messed up the tape, put it too far over the edge, so to pull it off. I just found it on the Silhouette store. It's not quite 12 inches, it's probably about 11 1/4 square. This is my first time doing this, so please excuse me if I'm breathing into the microphone or you can hear any background noise or anything. Yeah, so just taping it down. It's been on my desk for a while. I just happened to throw it on top of this pink piece of paper one day when I was tidying up and decided I really liked it, but I wanted to back it with some white paper instead. The majority of my pages are white backgrounds, so I have a bit of a hard time working with anything but white backgrounds. Yeah. Sorry, awkward silence. Just using some foam tape to make the background stick up a bit. I was going to go all the way around the edges and then realised it would use my whole roll of tape, so I better off just use little bits. It doesn't quite sit completely even when I've stuck it down and the page is finished, but once it's in a page protector I'm sure it'll be fine. Using a photo of my daughter's 4th birthday with her grandmother, great-grandmother and her great-grandmother's dog, who had to be invited to the party. Here I'm going through the Daydreamer Dear Lizzie paper pad, well, bits I've pulled out of the paper pad, picking what I want. Stuff that I like the look of is going on the right, and things that I don't think will work are going on the left. Pulling that out for one of the journaling cards. More paper. Okay. Sorry, I'm a bit awkward. And here you'll learn that I can't cut straight with my trimmer to save my life. I just keep not being able to do it right. Okay, so now I'm just using some little bits of scraps that were in the paper pad that I've left over from other things and just using that. I've been trying to layer more and I'm finding that's a really good way to do it. Just using bits like kind of like offcuts and just stacking them up and going from there. I really wanted to use these silver stickers, but I wasn't too sure where to put them, where I didn't want them overlapping two bits of paper and making it hard to read. Just cutting them out so I can see the one phrase that I want and make it easier to push it around and see where it fits the best. I quite like the silver on the white there. I originally put the pink piece in the middle to put that sticker on, but then I didn't like it. I'm going through my little Daydreamer die cuts and wood veneer container, pulling out things that I think might work. And that is my embellishment box. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. I do need to have a bit of a clean out. Everything's just stuck in there, but I like being able to flick and choose what I want. And I do find that if I pick other stuff that isn't related or isn't in the same product line like that. I put all the gold things to the left. I decided that I didn't want to mix the gold with the silver. Originally I was going to use a gold doily, but then I realised I had silver. Just taking a photo of it so I can stick everything down. And I'm sorry about this, me and my double-sided tape. You end up seeing far too much of me trying and getting stuck trying to pull the backing off. Just eyeballing all the bits of paper where they go. I'm not being too fussy. I know I wanted a bit of the doily sticking up the top and the bottom. Everything else I'm just guessing. Putting pop dots on the back of the photo so it makes it stick up a little bit more compared to all the layering. I didn't actually stick down the stripes in the back of the white paper in the background. I was thinking about clipping things to it or something like that, but I might do that next time I use that cut. Just sticking out the little die cuts and things that I found. I'm using some silver paper, silver sparkly glittery paper, circles. I wanted 3 bits of the glitter, silvery glitter, to go with the, so we've got the title and then those 2 little round circles. Well, they're not really little. Cutting the sticker in half so I can use it in 2 places. I put the little heart on the camera to mimic the little heart that's in the I'll Be Yours and You'll Be Mine die cut on the top left. More pop dots. I do go through a huge amount of those. And pulling this one out, and I'm sticking half pieces of pop dots just on the edges that are sticking out so it's not completely flat to the page. And I'll do the same thing with the one on the top as well. I didn't actually take the backing off them at the top. I just wanted them to not sit completely flat. Just finding some enamel dots that I think will match. I wanted to add a little bit more yellow or some yellow into the bottom right cluster because there's some yellow in the top left, and then I wanted to add another little bit of pink up there to mimic the pop dot that's on the heart on the wood veneer camera. I have this little bag of veneers that I was given, and I'm just going through because I know there's a dog one in there. I probably won't have a reason to use a dog one again, so I know it's not the right dog, but it's close enough. A dog's a dog. Trying to find some flair, which I never end up using. It'll go back into its little container in the end, and then when I was putting the flare container back, I found these little canvas butterflies. I think they were Prima ones, I'm not sure. I've had them for a while. I bought them off somebody else and I just added them in there. I quite like them. Found a little place for the dog, which he won't stay. Now, the canvas butterflies, I liked them white, but I didn't want to keep them white. I didn't have any pale pink mists, so what I did is got my Heidi Swap pink mist and sprayed it onto the paper towel, and I'm just using that to kind of blot it on. I guess you could do the same thing with ink and one of those Ranger ink dauber things, dabber, dauber, whatever they are, and just putting it on these. These actually have a resist pattern on them, but because I didn't put much mist on them, it didn't show up. And I'm just using the paper towel to go around the edges on them as well to give them a bit more definition and add a little bit more darker colour. And then when I put them on the page, I thought they may have been a little bit too dark. I wanted to go back with some white mist to kind of give them a mottled look, but I didn't. Now I'm pulling out the Freckle Fawn stamp set for the little arrow to add a little bit of black, because I thought I've got too much black on the right hand side and there's no black with the journaling box, and there's no black anywhere else. So I'm just stamping this little black arrow stamp, and here I pull out some washi tape to cover the flower because I didn't want to stamp on the flower, and then when I lifted it, it fell off anyway. So washi tape was a bit of a waste, but that's alright. And on the bottom one, the stamp doesn't go completely under the butterfly, so I'm just going to get a pen and draw the line in further. So you couldn't really see it on the video, but I could see it in real life. So add some more pop dots under the butterflies and fold up the wings. Now, trying to adhere the little dog with my glossy accents, which turns out is a bit bung. I stuck it on. I thought it was dry. It wasn't dry. It fell off a couple of times. That's right. He gets stapled on in the end. So I've added my journaling and just getting ready to put the date on it. And I think this is about where the dog falls off very soon. He flicks across the page. There he goes. And he'll go off again. There he is. And I'm going to staple him on. I don't usually use staples like this unless I'm using them in more places than just one. But I didn't have any other liquid adhesive on hand to pull out and use. Now this thing was a bit tricky. It's a self-adhesive silver glitter die cut from Heidi Swap. I never thought how awkward they would be to stick on because they're so flimsy. So just adjusting that a bit. I didn't like the bit that was underneath. I would have preferred a different place to put that, but I don't really have one. Just hiding that little glitter circle in a bit more to cover up a bit of the layering underneath. Going around and taking off the backing for the foam tape on the very background. I'd left it I'd only done the bits in the middle and not the outside, just in case I decided that I didn't like the background paper. So it's all done. Thank you for watching, and I hope I haven't been too awkward. Thank you. Bye.